Namaste, Purnamaste, Purnamaste, and everybody welcome. It feels right. We love you. You know, yesterday was a shitty day, but you see, I'm shining and smiling because I did the right things that felt right. And then you're always smiling and shining. In this video, I want to dive deep a little bit into, not little bit, much. You have to do what feels right. Live in the flow. What feels right to you now? What feels the best? And you should trust it. And you should do it. You should be part of it. Or put up with it. Whatever feels right. Whatever doesn't feel right to you, in your personal, unique energy, you are unique and authentic, divinely coded in divinely geometry. Whatever doesn't feel right to you, that you are doing, that somebody wants you to do, that you are putting up with what people are doing in your energy, your thoughts, your actions, whatever doesn't feel right, and you are doing it, it's not right for you. And it doesn't feel right just because the source is signaling you. This energy, what you are doing, this energy that is in your energy, this people, these things that you are doing for these people, this thinking, these actions, this is not right for you. And you should not do it. That's why it doesn't feel right, because you should not do it. You know, I have to stop shaking camera. I'm dancing here and then I'm shaking camera. Because I do what feels right. And when you do what feels right, your heart is light as feather. No anxiety. Actually, I give you my word. You heal your anxiety when you stop doing what doesn't feel right, and you only do what feels right, regardless what you think, regardless what they think. Then you are free of anxiety, because whatever doesn't feel right, it's not right for your soul, for your being. And if you're doing it, if you're putting up with it, it's to cause anxiety upon you. And I give you my word, my sensitive souls. I give you my word to do what it feels right. You have to have great courage. You have to have great courage to do what you feel that is right. Just see. You want to do something from the heart. You want to do it. It feels right. But in your mind, ego, thinking that is not good, thinking about good and bad, that is not good enough, and blame kicks in. Takes great courage. And then fear, because your heart may call you to do something, like my heart called me 4 years ago to start this teaching, and I'm still doing it. And if you don't do it, anxiety. Anxiety comes because you're thinking it's not good enough. And fear in the mind. You are afraid. Ego is afraid of your divine magnificence, of greatest things that are within you, telling you don't do what feels right, don't do what feels right, but stick to that, what you think that is good, because it works, and it keeps you in the matrix, in lower vibrations, doing things that are secured in a comfort zone, but you're suffering. And it goes against your heart. So it takes great courage to conquer that fear. Take leap of faith and do what feels right in your energy. For you may think that it is right because you have guarantee and there is comfort zone. But when you take a leap of faith from the heart, do what your heart desires, sometimes you have to let go that security, almost always that comfort zone. And then you have to trust into the unknown and fear, to conquer that fear that you will lose everything if you will do what is right. But as I see, 4 years after I started, every day I'm doing only what feels right. I'm rejecting everything what doesn't feel right. With no guilt, with no fear. And I'm still here. I lost a lot of people. But I gained myself. For I always do what feels right to me. What feels right. The mind is always telling, oh, this is not good, this is good, this is not good, and judging in the mind according to how it worked in past. But in this moment now, you feel as it is. You feel as it is. You know, in this world, you want to do what feels right in the world. You have to have courage not to give a fuck what you think is good and bad, and what others think that is good and bad for you. Because they will always tell you, this is not good for you. I think this is good for you. This is bad for you. You will not succeed. Thinking is not knowing. Feeling is knowing. You feel what is good for you. And you have to have courage not to give a fuck what they think. To make you insecure, afraid, guilty. They can think whatever the fuck they want. You have courage to do only what feels right. And you say, I'm sorry. I am living my life from the heart. I don't control your life. You do what your heart desires. Don't tell me what to do. You don't know for yourself what's good for you. What do you know what's good for me? You only know what's bad and you're telling me that. I know what feels right to me. You have to have courage. You have to have courage. And you have to have courage to really trust what you feel. You know, especially when people are in your energy, when they want things from you, when they're giving you their energy, things, like on social media comments. If it's love, it feels divine, yeah, beautiful. Trust what you feel. The energy never lies. It's harmony, it's love. It is your light that you see in me. That's why you love me. It feels right. But then you know people are to come out of the blue. And they are to give you some energy, some negative energy. Feels like shit. They are to challenge, oppose, judge. seek negative attention, seek negative energy from you. And as you stand up, you say, sorry, this doesn't feel right. You can do this to yourself. I'm not giving you this energy. I never come in your house to make you feel bad. You are violating my energy. And they may say, no, I love you. You don't know. This is love. You don't know what I'm doing. I'm only asking questions. But they are judging. Like yesterday, that man. He said he's only asking questions. But what he said was, because I said, Messenger is the place of my anxiety. Do you expect me to suffer for you so you can be happy and get free? I'm a poet. And he saw the judgment in it, that I suffer from anxiety. But I'm a poet. I just remembered how I suffered in Messenger, and that's why I stay away, because it doesn't feel right. And when it doesn't feel right, you are free of anxiety because you don't do what doesn't feel right. And I just put up the verse to inspire beautiful Kelly. That when she stops doing what doesn't feel right, her anxiety will heal. And that man came, he said, you know what he said? You can read. He said, Messenger doesn't control your anxiety, you control your anxiety. Would the true master control his anxiety? He was actually saying, you are not a master, you're a piece of shit. And then challenging me for something. Really, spitting on me like that. But he's full of judgment, full of opposition, full of guilt, attachments, blame. I'm free as feather, light as feather. I don't know, I won't say anything. I'm one with the source. And they are to gaslight you. They are to turn it around on you. You know. I felt what it is. It doesn't feel right. He's in my class, guest. I see his problems within him. I was born without his darkness and judgment. I was born without his judgment this life. And I told him, boy, you come here in my house. Something you must seek, something valuable, so respect it. As if you don't say thank you, boy, you will lose every word that I am. And I'm not to be the one on lost. Respect, boy. He said, don't disrespect me, you master name calling master anger. You see, it doesn't feel right. And gaslighters, they are to turn everything around. They are to really come with the energy to attack you, with a negative energy. And whatever you will say to them, they will turn it around. You disrespecting me. But they are disrespecting you. I told him, boy, because men don't act like this. I see a boy who is full of guilt, full of fear, full of judgment. Speaking to a man, I'm sorry, I see a boy. I'm not sorry. And whatever you will say to them, they will turn it around. If you say to them, you are not my authority, get out of my house, I leave you alone, they will tell you, you are not my boss, you are not an ego, you think you're better. They will try to invoke guilt in you, that you are not good enough, that you did something wrong, make you question your sanity, and then you get anxious. But I'm free of guilt and fear. I don't blame myself. I know what he did. I read his mind. I know he will. I was waiting what he will do one day. I'm very clairsentient. I feel his shit. have no guilt. And as he wanted to blame me, I see I would never blame him. It feels like shit. I have no guilt, so he could not invoke guilt in me. That I will blame myself, that I will question my sanity, that I did something wrong. I'm just writing my rhymes and where that I am, and he came with some shit, telling me I'm a piece of shit in energy. And like this. I told him, you will lose the art of the word and I am. And then I told him, I blocked him immediately. Then I started to write the comments, to express myself and for others to see. Because whatever you will say, you have to have courage, because in this world they will turn it around. They will bring you the worst negative darkness, attack you with it, and then they will make you responsible and blame you for it when you actually tell them that they can keep it. And you have to have courage. It feels like shit, it feels like poison, it feels like attack. I'm sorry. And that's why free of anxiety, because I don't allow this. And I have no guilt. Like I told him, that happened. I told him, if you don't say thank you for the lesson, you will never see me again. And this is what happened. Because they will always tell you that they are bringing you love, that you are a bad person, that you don't love them, that you are an ego, that you are their authority, that they are only asking questions, that they are only talking. But no, they are only seeking negative attention, which is energy vampirism always, and that's why it feels like shit. I give you my word. And same is with people when they want that you do something for them. They have expectations, think you owe something to them, and then it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I don't want to do this for these people. It doesn't feel right because it's not your work. It's service that it's not in alignment with your divine being, with your divine geometry. It's not matching you. It doesn't feel right because you should not do it. Somebody else in this world is who is to do it in the greatest joy. And that is your work, what you feel, yes, I want to do it. Like I want to do this video and I can speak 1 hour. You know. But same, if somebody wants me to do messenger for them, in 1 minute I go crazy. No. I don't even use it on my phone, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, no guilt, no fear. That's not my service, and if somebody wants me to do that, no. I suffer in it. I don't want to suffer. I'm free of suffering, free of anxiety. I will not help you to get free of anxiety and suffering and then suffer myself. It doesn't feel right. And when they want something from you that doesn't feel right, you will suffer in anxiety. Because it doesn't feel right is not your service. And whatever brings you joy, you want to do it more, expands your heart, gives you energy, you embody more of your divine being, more you're doing it, more energy you have. I can do these videos like yesterday when I was completely fucked up. I needed sleep, I didn't sleep, and there was crazy people and crazy minds, and I didn't even tell you the greatest thing that happened. Greatest thing, because it's associated with a different point on this video, but it happened yesterday. So you see, and you will suffer if you will do it. Because they will tell you, oh, you don't love me. Oh, but you have to do this for me. But you don't, but please, but come on. But they will push and gaslight and force. And you will blame yourself. Oh, I'm not a good person. If I don't do what doesn't feel right, if I don't suffer for them, I'm not a bad person. But I'm a bad person. But they have expectations. They think you owe them energy and they blame you even. Like, I want something from you. They don't love you. They just want something from you and they blame you for not giving it. And then you will suffer. But if you would do what is right, like I can finish my gaslighting article today and post it, and post this video and do that great things that I want to do today. And if I would be in my guilt because people want me to do Messenger, they don't anymore, they learned. Or to give them discussions and personal guidance in comments even, and like this, I can give one answer quick, like a Zen master. But I'm here to provide deep, profound videos and articles and short writings so you can find your own answers. And this is my work. And if I would blame myself and do what doesn't feel right, I would suffer, and I would have no time, no energy, no inspiration to give you my word, actually my work. You have to have courage, because they suffer and they will blame you for not giving them your energy, for not doing what they want from you. They will force and resist and push. But it doesn't feel right, and you have to trust it doesn't feel right, because it's not right. It is not. You see, that's alarm ringing. Doesn't feel right. It's alarm ringing, and that's why you have to stop doing what doesn't feel right. Because you will only do what doesn't feel right. You will be sacrificed and a slave and in low vibration, away from your greater self, away from the path toward your greatest dreams. Suffering in what others want and expect. And more you will do it for them, more they will expect, and others will come and expect. And you will have no time and no energy to do actually what you want. So you will never master your craft, practice your craft, master your craft, and become the greatest master. And you will never do in your heart these things. To master your craft, to work in this world, so greatest things can happen. You can do greatest things. Because you blame yourself that you should do what doesn't feel right, and then you don't do what your heart desires. You don't have time to write that book. You don't have time to write that poetry, to write that poem, to do that video, to teach, to help the homeless, to whatever, because people are expecting from you and want things from you. Yeah. That's some shit. And like for 3 years I don't blame myself for what others want. I do videos, I do articles, I take care of my page, I try to go social media around and waiting for popping, that I pop, and I do my business, I do some healing, I meditate, I take my peace, I work like 6, 7, 8 hours a day, this writing and like this, always segments, I do a lot. And in this way I practice being a spiritual master, practice dealing with energy of others, practicing that my writings are more profound and profound, practicing my poetry, practicing my craft as a spiritual master and teacher, practicing my speaking and I'm practicing being a teacher every day, and in doing it, I only became a master and a teacher. And it cannot be, it feels right, and I'ma do it until I breathe. And only great things can happen. It feels right. The path of no resistance. If you always do what feels right, you go away from everything what doesn't feel right. In your mind, in the world, from others. You think only and follow what feels right. You do what feels right. You put up with energies of others that feel right. You are with people that feel right. Who do not feel right, you remove them. And you're only doing things yourself and for others that feel right. And that's why path of no resistance, if you always do what feels best, what feels right to you, is the path of the joyful, most happy, most blissful path, because you go away from everything what doesn't feel right, and what's best, what feels best, you're only doing. And when something comes what doesn't feel right, like yesterday, I only take care to remove these energies, that I don't have to put up with it again, because it doesn't feel right. If I don't express myself, if I don't remove and then express myself, he will do it again, more of them will come. And that's not right. But if I remove him and then write down so the others see, if they do this, this is who I am, and I won't take no shit because I give only peace. And that moment yesterday was maybe because few things happened. Not so pleasant, but it doesn't feel right, I remove that things. And you see, smiling, this is enlightenment. You remove everything what doesn't feel right. You don't put up with it if it doesn't feel right. What the fuck? From the heart. It's always that ego, attachments, we will lose somebody, blaming us, we are not good person, we have to put up with their negative energy, we have to be sacrificed. It's not right, because it's not right. And like I had yesterday something, and this was after everything, really terrible thing. I love my brother in Norway. He's not my brother, but like soul brother, and I was visiting him and like this. And for years he is offering me donations to Art of the Word and I am. But now last year and like this, he's not interested in any of my posts, not in ascension, not in enlightenment, nothing. And I actually do not want to even see him and talk to him. I didn't want for more than a year now. Because what I saw, he was on my page, I had to stop him when he started to spill out poison and blame Catholic Church, blame Jesus, blame the source and everyone. Tell the source that Catholic religion must burn, that Moses must burn, that I will kill them personally, and like these things he was saying. And I really chastised him heavy, so he never came on my page again. But he respects me for somehow, and I don't know why, and he was still sending donations, and I just felt this, I just now something in my heart, and I just felt this is not right. This is not right. I felt what's happening. I had episode with him in Norway. He actually acting like I'm Catholic, a religion. And I saw what's happening. He actually sees Jesus in me. And actually I was telling him only Zen stories, and we are nothing, we are all a source. Universe doesn't make copies. Who am I? He said. I said, you are the source just as I am, and like this. But he actually saw Jesus in me. He actually thought I am to save him, because he will not meditate, he will not work on himself, he will not let go of attachment, of guilt and blame, fear and anything. He just want to be a victim. And he was just not subconsciously, but hiddenly, not telling, he thought the time to save him of his darkness. And I don't know what kind of illusions he thought, because not right with him something. He wanted Catholic Church to burn and Christians to die. And all the time I go on internet, I just saw him, how he's attacking people and spilling out his hate towards Catholic Church, towards Jesus and towards... And actually he was acting like a demon. Judgment within him. blame, and he was attacking people for nothing. And then if somebody came to him and told him something, he was acting, imitating me like I do when somebody gives me negative energy. But he forgot that I give to everyone peace and I teach about love and enlightenment, and that's why I reject all negative energy. It doesn't feel right. But he was attacking people, projecting worse negativity, telling that religion raped the world and Jesus raped the world, and always that hate towards Jewish religion, towards Jesus, towards Bible, towards everything. But he actually needed Catholic religion and Bible and all this more than anyone else. If it would disappear from this world, he would have nobody to blame. And I just saw, you will come to me. I know, you will come to me. You will come to me. And you will do worse thing to me, I felt. And he did yesterday. And nothing about him felt right for more than a year. But that little benefit, you know. And it didn't feel right, and yesterday he came. He blamed me, like I am Jesus, that I'm responsible for satanic Christian religion, and that my slaves raped the world, and that I should tell the source to fuck himself, that he allowed Catholic religion to fuck this world up, and me and everything. But I am just Purnananda, a simple man. I call him what's told. Universe doesn't make copies. I love him. Always wanted him to heal, but he didn't want to heal. He wanted to remain a victim and blame. And it didn't feel right. And because it didn't feel right, the worst thing happened, like sticking knife in my somebody who I love so much and just want him to heal and would never blame and anything. And he actually, the worst kind of condemnation and accusation thrown at me. So, what doesn't feel right? And there's some benefit in it. That benefit is poison. And many times we are doing things because people, but he didn't actually do anything, because after when I chastised him, he respected me and it was peace. He didn't show any signs. It was just attack from all of the sudden. He realized I cannot save him. He didn't want to save himself, and blame, and his unconscious is within and he sees it everywhere. Maybe he wrote the Bible, I don't know. Maybe he established Catholic religion. I know me and Jesus had nothing with it. Jesus also not. Jesus was teaching people enlightenment, how they embody God again, and they killed him because he said he's God to his equal brothers and sisters, and they killed him because of blasphemy. And then this crazy man after wrote all the stories, and more crazy men established religion. Oh, Jesus had nothing to do with it. And in Jesus' heart is light as feather, just as mine. And this man, they had to write the Bible or establish that religion that he's suffering so much and blaming himself everywhere. But the point is, beloved angels, that whatever doesn't feel right, whatever the benefit is the shit. You will see the poison after. So it is. Let me see if I forgot some point. Yeah. So Whatever doesn't feel right, and you're doing it, putting up with it, being part of it. It's to cause anxiety. It's to cause suffering. And if we really don't care what we think, don't care about fears and worries, yeah, like this, follow what doesn't feel right, then only our fears and worries, and we can get only what we are afraid and worried about. But if you follow what feels right, only the greatest things for us possible. And always feels right and the best only when you have to remove what doesn't feel right, like me yesterday. And what doesn't feel right is always to show you that is not right. Like I felt his energy, I don't want to deal with his energy, I don't want anything. Thank God that he's not coming on my page, I was saying. But then he personally thrown it at me. Regardless why we think that is good and what we are afraid of, if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. And it is to show us that is not right, poison. But whatever feels right can only take us to our heaven on earth from the heart. And it's the path of least resistance. Whatever doesn't feel right, you walk away, you remove. So it's the most happy and joyful, happiest path, because you do always what feels the best, what feels right, and that is the most happy. And what feels right and the best from the heart, it's actually source in our heart, source desire. That's why it feels right, because it's aligned with our true self, with our all greatest things, with the best things for us. And if we follow what feels right, always do what feels right, we are to reach our promised land and our greatest dreams and greatest things. Whatever doesn't feel right, it's not right. And it's just the separation, that guilt, that fear, that attachments, that traumas, that mind that we have to heal and release. And the situations that are not right are only here for us to release that fears, that guilt, to overcome it, to stop following our mind, so we can actually do what is right. And whatever feels right is the best always, is the most joyful path. And whatever doesn't feel right, it can only take us to separation from self, in the darkness, in the 3D, back in the matrix, back in the false self, more guilt, more blame, in being a sacrifice. And our fear, our guilt and worries are telling us that is not right, and then we maybe do it because we are not good enough, or out of fear we do not do it. And we lose everything best for us, and we only suffer in what is not good for us. But if we do what is right, it's the most happy and joyful path, because we always choose what feels right, and what doesn't feel right we reject. We flow on the path of the least resistance. And what feels right is aligned with the source, with our true, unique and authentic source expression, matches our energy. And if we do what is right, we can only come to what is best for us, to all the greatest things, to our greatest divine self, greatest master that we are. We master it by doing what feels right. And to our greatest dreams and greatest things and greatest everything in this world. Greatest friends, greatest love, greatest service, greatest work, greatest life. Because whatever doesn't feel right, we walk away. And what feels the best is the best for us. And it's aligned with the source, with our unique and authentic source expression that we are. And that's why if we do what feels right, We can only reach our promised land, our greatest things. That's why. Stop blaming yourself. Stop being afraid. Stop following your fear. Stop following your guilt. Stop doing what others think and what others expect from you. Stop blaming yourself. Stop doing what you think that was good in past and that is good. Let go of benefit that doesn't feel right. Just do what feels right. And we are to reach. If we do what is the best, we are to reach where is the best for us in our promised land. And it's the most happy and joyful path from the heart. I give you my word just for that. Do what feels right, for only you feel what feels right. No one else but you and the source that you are, that I am, unique, your unique and authentic expression, and only you experience and feel what feels right. It's right for you, for it feels right for you. It's not right for them because it doesn't feel right for them. And what is right for them doesn't feel right for you. That's why it's not right for you. If you follow what you feel is right for you, what you feel is the best, you can reach the best. Best, greatest self, and best, greatest everything in this world. And we can do greatest things in doing what feels right and never what doesn't feel right. I give you my word from the heart, for we are in this together, and I'm always doing what feels right and is the most joyful path. And I want you to also be more joyful and do what feels right, and whatever doesn't feel right, you remove. That's why I give you my word. We are in this together, family. Let's do what is right, what feels right in your heart. I give you my word. Thank you for all the love, for all the likes, for all the beautiful energy, for all. It feels right, and that's why you're welcome. But if you give me some shit that doesn't feel right, if I say that doesn't feel right, I know that doesn't feel right. It's my unique energy doesn't match with who I am. And it doesn't mean what you wanted to give and what you think that is right and what was your intention. It's not right for me. And that's why you respect it. If I say that it's not right for me, I feel that it's not right for me, and I have no guilt and fear. Nobody can change what I feel. I will not change. I may get angry. And you also, what doesn't feel right to you, regardless what I want and how right is for them, it's not right for you. Never do it. Let us do what is right, what feels right. I give you my word. It feels right, the best. I can do it always, and more I do it, more inspiration I get, and more I want to do it, more energy I have, and more I'm shining. So do what feels right. And we have to do greatest thing that feel right. And if it feels right from the heart only, it feels right, that you wish to offer a donation, that you wish to support the art of the word that I am with a donation, do know it feels right to me, and I appreciate it so much. Without your donation, there would be no art of the word that I am. Therefore, everything is actually appreciated and welcome, and I'm grateful like little child from the heart that if there's any blessing in my heart, let it go to you, because without of your donation, there would be no art of the word that I am. I give you my word. And I know this, I appreciate this so much, and I'm so grateful. If there's any blessing in my heart, let it go to you. All. But like I say, it doesn't feel right to me to do messenger, to do discussions, to do all this shit and everything. Personal guidance, and it's right for others. But when I see somebody loves my work and they offered me a donation to assist my work, I'm just so happy. It feels so right that I want to do what feels right for me, for them. And I do white light source healing, white light source distant healing on their being. I'm very clairsentient. I won't talk to you. I won't message you. It's white light source, quantum healing. I connect with your energy. I feel you in PayPal, your love. I connect with your energy. I purify everything. I really do what I can. I want to give you my energy, and I love to do distant healing. You've given me something that I require, and I do healing with you in silence. I cover you in diamonds. I do what I can, but I say nothing. It's your gift of love, and I just want to give something beyond time and space from the heart. And I cannot heal you, therefore, what should I say? I just share my energy. Your fate. If you do what feels right from the heart and you stop doing what doesn't feel right, regardless what you think and what they think, with no guilt, no shame, no fear, you heal yourself, you save yourself, you utilize the energy like you utilize this video. If something assists you and inspires you that you can help yourself, you save yourself. Same is with energy. If you are doing things right, what feels right, you can utilize all the energy. You actually always heal yourself. But I give you my word, for every donation I do healing. And I give you my word for all the love and likes. I'm grateful from the heart. Let everyone be blessed. And I give you my word. And thank you. And thank you for those who offered me something to support this work. Big Shamday! Big Shamday! And thank you for those who give me love. Love is welcome. I love you so much. Thank you. It feels right. You feel right. And if you don't feel right, I'll tell you. And then, if you say that you feel right to me, I will make sure that you can remain right for yourself. It's not right for me. And I just ask you to keep that in your energy. You should be also like this. Whatever doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't take it unconditionally. Do what feels right. Feels right for me to give you my word. So I give you my word. Purnamaste. Purnamaste.